that when that last rain comes, it's going to continue to build for the next couple of hours. We did the math on how long it's going to take to dry the track, and we always have our race fans in mind. They've been here all day. We want to make sure that we give them the right experience, so we felt it was the right decision to pull the plug today, and we'll come back tomorrow and race at 4 o'clock on Fox.
How much more difficult does it make it after all the pomp and circumstance earlier?
Yeah, I mean, you want to race the Daytona 500 on the day that it's scheduled to race. I mean, that's what we always want to do. But unfortunately, the only thing we don't have control over is Mother Nature. And we knew this was a possibility today. It looked like the weather report was getting better all week, and then unfortunately, just with the front that was coming through this afternoon, we just kept getting pop-up storms. So it wasn't a big storm until the last one that just came through. It was just pop-ups and we could dry the track. But we knew as soon as that last torrential rain came, it was going to saturate the track and take a long time to.
How happy were you with the opening exercises today?
Yeah, I thought it was great. To have the office of the president here. To be a part of the Daytona 500 is something that I do think elevates our brand. It allows us to be on an even bigger stage. So I think the President of the United States had a good time, and I thought that all the ceremonies were fantastic.
And what do you think about the forecast for tomorrow?
Yeah, it looks better. It looks a lot better, especially after lunch. So, we planned for this, unfortunately, months in advance. So we already knew if we didn't get it in today when we would run tomorrow. So that does help us as we plan to open the venue and to get the race on.
What kind of pressure was there to start the race because the president was in town? He wouldn't be able to come back tomorrow.
Well, that has no impact on us getting the race started. Obviously Dale Earnhardt Jr. was here as well, waving the green flag. So, again, we have our race fans in mind, right? We want to make sure they showed up from 48 countries to be here in all 50 states. So we want to make sure that we put on the show that they paid for. They'll get a great show tomorrow afternoon.
With that said, Chip, what changes will have to be made? I know you mentioned, is Dale going to be here tomorrow? Obviously, the president won't be here tomorrow.
Right. No, yeah. Unfortunately, I think Dale had to go home as well. But the race has started. We're 20 laps in, so we'll start the race tomorrow at lap 20 and hopefully get all 200 laps in.
Has it made you question maybe moving up the time? I know, obviously, it used to be run a little bit earlier in the day. Do you think moving it earlier would help, or?
I don't know if it would have helped or hurt. I think we still would have gotten those storms about the same time, so we would have been in the same position.
You run late here before, Chip, late night races, and I don't know what kind of feedback you've gotten from the competitors, fans, but was that even in the cards at all tonight?
We looked at it, but we knew how long this front was going to last, and so knowing how long you do the math with the front and then drying time, we're not going to keep our race fans all day. We want to make sure that we provide them the right experience so they'll come back tomorrow and get to enjoy the Daytona 500 under the lights.
On a personal level,